thank you all for coming this evening for the opening of the Christine and David Cottrell Surgical Innovation Suite. At this time, I'd like to ask the President of the University, Dr. Michael Rao, to say a few words, and then we'll start off from there.
All right, thanks, Vig. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is a lovely place to be gathering, one of my most favorite buildings. The good news is it no longer smells like rats, used to, but it is beautiful, and I'm so glad to be gathered here together with all of you, and this is truly a transformation. I see remnants of the old elevators and such, but welcome to the VCU Cottrell Surgical Innovation Suite. What great words to put together. VCU, Cottrell, innovation, surgical. It really is it represents just this incredible journey that we've all been on together for such a long time at VCU. There are a lot of things that happened right up here where we are, great history that has been made right up here where we are. And to take that and turn that into something that becomes so meaningful to us today is truly wonderful. We could never have been able to do this if it weren't for leaders. And so the people who led this journey to take this top tier, truly public research university to a place where we're able to have a surgical innovation suite are the Cottrells. So that's why we are opening the Christine B. and David E. Cottrell Surgical Innovation Laboratory at VCU. It just illuminates everything that we stand for, everything that we're so proud of, everything that we've done to save so many more lives than we could have otherwise. And for me, it's an awesome opportunity to demonstrate how VCU has truly become the model of a public good. And what that means is a lot of things, but it certainly means that we take care of everybody. We are proud to be the safety net hospital of the state. We are the primary safety net hospital of the state. I'm very proud of the fact that we are committed to access. You cannot say that about every health system. Not every health system is as accessible as this one. And we are proud of that, and it has of course been a wonderful thing for our hearts, but it has certainly saved many people's lives, and I'm very, very proud of that. For me, my mission in my life, given the role that I have, the ways in which I leverage my service as president of VCU and VCU Health, is really all about putting the needs of students and patients first. And we'll do both of those things here in the Cottrell Surgical Innovation Suite, because that's really why we're here. And if that's not what drives all of the decisions that you make and all of the investments that you make, then I don't know why we are here. But Christy and Dave, I can't thank you enough. What you've done is you really sparked with your leadership tremendous interest from so many other people who have helped us to realize one of my favorite people's visions, to create a place that inspires surgical innovation, research, and learning for the future. And if you think about it, what Big is doing, of course I'm talking about Big, who was described to me by somebody a few years ago. We were together speaking, and he said, "Is he your brother?" And I said, He is my very smart brother, very talented brother, yes. And he'd be my brother anytime. I've been with him in the OR and just amazed with what he is able to do and the impact that he's had on people's lives. I watched him save lives, as a matter of fact. But this is essential for an institution that is committed, unlike so many other institutions or healthcare systems, to doing things that are extraordinarily complex. When I first came, I remember looking at our mortality rate, and Vig was the first to run over to me and say, "Let me explain to you why. You should see the kinds of people who come through the door and how terribly sick and ill they are before they even get here, and we do our best to save their lives, but sometimes we just can't do it. But when I see what we do, it is amazing that we save the number of lives that we do save." But what we're doing is we're training the next generation of people in several contexts. One, of course, is very much clinical, and passing the skills of my colleagues on to the next generation of people who will use their hands to intervene and save people's lives who need to be saved. But the other thing that we're really doing is the research that really matters and becomes so essential to our ability to do things that just have not been possible in the past. And so what makes this so significant is right here, 65 years ago, is where history was made with the research that led to the first human heart transplant that was performed here in Virginia. It was a very complicated legacy of that procedure. And I do want to say that one of the other things I'm proud of when I talk about access, it's very important for me to take the time to talk about this, is our commitment to respecting all human beings and saving the lives of all human beings. It's absolutely essential. So, Christy and Dave, what you've done is you brought a lot of other people along for something that means so much to us. And I want to say thank you to them for what you've done with your $1 million that has led to a total of $5 million at this point. Lee Griffin and his late wife, Betty Ann, the late Dick and Diane Nelms, Tom and Margaret Brown, Edward Villanueva, the Pauley Family Foundation, and the Children's Hospital Foundation. Coley's back there, my partner. Our partner, thank you very much for everything that you do to help us in so many ways, particularly across the street. But Vig, I'm super proud of you. You're the guy that has, along with your team, an incredible drive to get things done and get them done very rapidly. I know you became very impatient with how long it took to get this done. We had a pandemic that came along, just so you know, and made it a little harder for us. But here we are in this great new modern space that is so representative of the high quality of the program that you have really helped take to the next level, Vig. And that's really something that the founders of this program would be proud of you for, is taking this to the next level in ways that really I don't know that anyone could have imagined in 1957. So partly because you weren't born yet, but in any case, what you see here is representation of collaboration and innovation, and you'll hear about those words over and over because that's where we're headed. And this helps advance the one VCU that the public needs us to be committed to. So with that, I'm deeply grateful to you, Vig, but as well to all of our donors and certainly to Christy and Dave. I think at this point I'm to welcome who back to the podium?
I think Art.
Art? Okay. All right.
The Cottrells?
Yeah.
All right. I think it is the Cottrells first.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, Christy and I are so proud to be here. It's really exciting for two people that were born and raised here in Richmond. It's the perfect time to quote a world-famous philosopher who's once said, "Hello, mates. It's great to be here. Hell, it's great to be anywhere." That was Sir Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. So Christy and I were both raised in Richmond. I remember when VCU was RPI. I remember when Christy graduated from VCU. It's been, I don't know, we've been together 37 years, so we've seen a lot of huge changes here. Christy started our company in a closet in our garage. We were able to sell that company to Markel, and that's what's generated the money that we have to follow our dreams, to give back. We feel like we're joined at the hip with VCU. We've got, when I go to a car show, I run into Raj Mahalter, who I know is not here, but we've got Dr. Ellen Bogan on speed dial, Dr. Kasarashian, who did a procedure on me, Dr. Gertz, who did 2, Dr. Tang, who did 2. Is that all?
Probably not.
That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough. So
That's why he's happy to be here. We're so grateful for everything. And And I don't want to interrupt Dave, but I am also so grateful because of the terrific care everybody's taking of me. I mean, literally, I can call any one of these doctors, and I try not to abuse it, but when I do, they're there. So.
Well, for the 5 months I was here, Christy was here every day, so we saw I think we saw every aspect of what makes VCU Medical at this hospital tick, and she's exactly right. From the person that cleaned my room to the person that took my blood, we had nothing but a great experience. And we are truly happy givers. A lot of people give and are not happy. We ain't one of them.
We're also great advocates for VCU. I mean, I'm sure people get tired of us preaching to them that this is where you need to go. I mean, you know, we used to say, people would say, well, you know, I just broke my leg or whatever. And we're like, you don't know what may happen. You need to go here. So, and poor Denise, I wish Denise could have been here today, but she is just so wonderful for this institution. And I have people that get in touch with me often that need help, and I often hate to ask her, but she's so happy, and then they're happy and they keep spreading the word. So thank you for that gift in her.
Well, y'all have said thank you to us. I know that when we read the ad in the newspaper, I said it's hard to repay somebody that I think has saved my life at least 3 times, maybe 4. Dr. Kasarashi can tell you, but I think at least 3 times. So for us, it's thank you.
I'm going to be brief. I'm the new guy around here. You know, as I hear stories like this and consider the enormous contributions that many of you have made and many of you are longtime supporters, I do feel a little bit like an interloper showing up all 18 months ago to both lead the health system and bring the health sciences and the health system to the closest teamwork we could ever imagine. Mr. and Mrs. Cottrell, I just got to say, what you are doing, what you have done with this gift is you have paid it forward. And I just want to point out, not only has VCU historically generated some of the great developments in surgery, in cardiac care, in many arenas, what will be done in this center will transform care for decades to come. It is a magnet for trainees from across the world. It'll help us recruit great researchers and residents and fellows to this institution to advance this mission and work with this extraordinary faculty and this extraordinary community. Great ideas that go nowhere are kind of interesting cocktail conversation, but that's about it. This place is about bringing ideas to life in the laboratory, translated to the bedside, and refined to be used around the world. So I can't wait to see what's done here. As an old ER doc who's rubbed elbows with surgeons and cardiologists and everybody in between, I know how important this is. And all I'll say is, although I only got here 18 months ago, I got here as fast as I could. And I'm glad to be a part of this journey, and I am all in, along with Michael Rao and all of you, to see this place go forward and do great things in the years and the decades to come. Thank you. Thank you all both for your generosity. Vic.
Well, thank you all for coming this evening. I apologize for the space that's a little bit limited. But after this, we'll have a chance to walk through the facilities, see what it looks like. And if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. I do also want to take a minute to, I thank all of you for coming and for contributing and being a part of this development. This is a project that is a long time in developing. The original idea started off in, I think in 2015, when I had a conversation with the dean at that time, Jerry Strauss and Frank Macarena, saying, we need to renovate our research labs. They have been probably status unchanged since the 1970s. And then we started thinking about it. And then we were fortunate with the generosity of David and Christy, we were able to get this started. The VCU facility management, many members of the team were really helpful in helping us to identify the issues with Sanger, how to mitigate it, and how to make that move that forward. So this is a project that took a long time. Our colleagues in DAR, and after Frank, Dr. Sriram Rao, I don't know Sriram, I think I see him back there. Yeah, Sriram was very helpful in supporting me to make sure this became a reality. Still a lot of work to be done. This is the phase 1, which is our outward facing laboratories. There is still work to be done in this basement of this building needs some renovation to be done. We are already in conversation with the NIH. We understand the age of the building, but they're going to allow us to potentially renovate it and carry it forward to a new building when that happens, so that'll be an exciting chance for us to continue the work. The main thing that I think Christy and David asked us, and I think it's very important, is that this be used as an opportunity to create innovation and entrepreneurship that allows us to continue to support education and research going forward. So I think that's a very important mission for us, to be able to educate a future generation, train, as well as use this as an opportunity to create new ideas and developments. In particular, I want to thank Marty Mangino, who for many years was kind of almost the sole light behind research in the Department of Surgery, was really instrumental in giving a lot of ideas on how to do this. Marty started off as a researcher developing organ preservation solutions, came here, was integral in developing tissue perfusion research for trauma, for head injury, helped me to recruit multiple other PhDs into the department, keep the research going. Last year, I was very concerned that we were not in the Blue Ridge rankings at all, and this year I'm pleased to say we're in the top 50, within the top 50 for the departments of surgery in the US, so that's a huge opportunity, and I think having a facility like this would further enhance bringing new researchers in here and helping us to develop it. I apologize if I missed anybody, and specifically the donors. I really want to thank all of you, even if I cannot thank you individually by name right now. I'll have a chance to meet with you. I do want to call out one person that put a lot of effort into this, without whom this could not have been done, and that's Amanda Jabri, and I don't know where she is. She's probably hiding in the back. So there is a saying in the Department of Surgery, Wicks comes up with ideas, but somebody else has to actually make it happen. And I think that's Amanda. She put the, we took the plan on the floor, we kind of stripped it aside, and she and Marty really put the plans of the floor together, tried to figure it out, how to fit. We visited multiple centers around the country. It was a lot of work. It's now a 7-year journey, and I'm pleased to say that we're here now. So I'm delighted. There is, I don't think we all have champagne, but we have a champagne toast to follow, so we're going to go back and get some champagne. And then, I can't hear what you said.
We can raise our glass.
You can raise a glass? Okay, virtual champagne.
Those of you who have a glass can raise it.
Yeah. Toast to David and Christy, and to the new innovation suite, and to VCU and the future of research and innovation.
Here, here, cheers.
Really go get some champagne and we'll walk around and
Yeah, we'll do a quick ribbon cutting with y'all, and then we'll go inside.
Thank you.
Well, it's not a problem.
Good job. That was good.
Well, you could raise two.
Nice. I'm glad that the space is now there's a lot of things that can be done.
How are you? Are y'all done? Well,